Welcome. We got another show coming, people. We're going to be talking about the big bear. What's going on in bear country? Man, this this thing is going to be horrible. And our U.S. senators, Democratic senators. Okay.
Don't be hoodwinked. And what's going on with the border? I haven't seen no pictures or nothing about the border lately. What's going on? Can we get some coverage there?
See you soon.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right, people. You've got ourselves ready to go here. We got a heck of a show here. Today is Thursday. Man, week is going by, Ted is going by. And I I thought that our trouble was going to end up in the House, and it looks like the trouble is rolling over into the Senate.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they these folks cannot pass that budget without 7 Democrats rolling over on their side. They need 7 Democrats to pass that budget that the House just gave to them. And
Any
from
other
what
caving?
and for what I even if they had 1 or 2 caving, they need 7 Democrats. I don't believe they're going to get 7. They might get 1 or 2, but they're not going to get 7. And so they are asking for they're asking for some serious input. And I know that Donald and stuff and everything probably got some of those senators threatened and everything, but from what's going on and the rumblings going around and what Adam Schiff, the new the new senator who came from the House from California, says is that they even have some Republicans who don't like what's in that budget that came from the House. So it looks like the speaker has been taken off the hot seat, and now he's happy to know that the Senate is not going to be able to do what they need to do. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything from our esteemed dumb leader about anything. The only thing he's concerned about is them tariffs and getting rid of more jobs. So I don't know. He's been quiet and stuff about that. So it's going to be interesting because they only got 1 more day, and after that, the government is going to be shut down, and only essential departments and stuff are going to be running. So I don't know what's going to happen. You would think that by now that the Republicans and stuff would be out there on a speaking tour and stuff and everything, and putting the blame on the Senate Democrats for shutting down the government if they don't get this thing passed. But I don't see any of them out there. See those House folks out there talking crazy, but not the senators. I don't know why. What's going on there? It's kind of strange
It
that
might be
this is
trying
going
to work
on.
a deal, bro.
Yeah, and I don't think that that our dummy in the White House really understand. He thought that once the House finished up with what they did, that it would sail through the Senate, but he still hasn't figured out those archaic rules that the Senate has that is coming back to haunt them. So only way that they're going to get anything done is through the reconciliation process, where they only going to need uh, 50, 51 votes. So, but the package that the House sent over doesn't qualify for reconciliation. There are certain rules that the package have to have to qualify for reconciliation, and nobody ever decided to do that. Plus, they've got some amendments and stuff in that package and stuff there that just throws reconciliation completely out the door. That thing that they put in there about allowing Donald to be able to keep those, for them not to stop Donald from those tariffs and everything, just blew that idea out the water, because that has nothing to do with reconciliation. And most of the Republican senators and the Senate know that. So, plus some of them don't like what's in that package anyway, so they never conferred with him because the speaker thought that he needed to get his people in line and stuff and get them over to vote for the package. But it's turned out to be a heck of a lot more than that. So we're looking down the pipes of a government shutdown, because even if the Democrats and stuff get their way and get some input put in, they still got to send that bill back to the House to be voted on again, because it's not the same package. And most of them want to take that amendment out of there that gives Donald the authority to keep on putting these tariffs out there until September. So I don't know, Ted. Politics is a strange animal. Very strange animal. I thought, once the House wasn't going to get it done, that then the Senate sitting there waiting. They just been slow walking things, and it's going to become a thorn in Trump's side unless he can do something. And I'm pretty sure that he wants to get this daggone thing for pass, so he's going to try to put some pressure on those Republicans who are not liking what's in that package. But he still got to get 7 Democrats to do it. And even if old Fetterman in Pennsylvania decides that he wants to jump ship, they still don't have enough. They're going to need 6 more. There ain't 7 Democrats who are going to vote for that bill. And it doesn't look like the Senate Majority Leader is very happy to even try to force anything to happen, because he's been quiet. He hasn't said a word, not one word. So he's not a Mitch McConnell. That is true. Mitch knew how to do what he had to do, but this old boy right here and everything, he's just there. And I don't believe he really cares and stuff about what's going on, because a lot of that stuff and everything is, since he's from South Dakota and everything, it's going to wreck his state. I mean, totally wreck his state if they pass that budget through. And I don't believe he's ready to go back home and tell those people and stuff in his state that he voted for that crap. So instead of pissing off Donald, he's just quiet. He's not saying anything. So unless something changes drastically, Ted, in the next 24 hours, man, they're going to have a shutdown. Or maybe they're going to work over the weekend. I don't know. It's up in the air, and nobody's really saying anything, especially coming out of the Senate. They're not saying anything, and I haven't heard not a mumbling word from Lindsey Graham or Ted Cruz or whatever. Now we have heard something from the old boy and the who's from Kentucky and stuff, who pissed off about those daggone tariffs that Trump put up and everything that done wreaked havoc in his state. And he is totally pissed off at the Donald. So I don't believe he's going to get his vote at all until he can be able to stop those tariffs. And they already done put in the bill that Donald can do whatever the hell he wants to do with those tariffs. And he ain't liking that at all. So they got a dilemma going on here.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's the problem with both sides. They're
Agreed.
always looking for what's best for their little district, but not what's best for the country overall. Which I know that's the reason why they get elected, because then they get more funding because they're favoring, top businesses and what have you. But let me just change the subject right quick.
Go ahead.
And this right here is sort of kind of off the cuff. And I listen to a lot of YouTube, I ain't gonna lie about it, and a little bit of TikTok. There is a show called NNN. You ever heard of it?
What's now? NN what?
NNN.
NNN?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. No.
Well, the host of the show is Eddie Griffin. Now think about it.
Eddie Griffin, the comedian?
That's what I said.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead. Oh, Eddie's a summer gun now. I'm interested here. NNN. Okay. I'm gonna write that down.
This dude, and I hate to use this word, but it's synonymous with black people. Is Eddie Griffin a coon or a comedian, or he just a Republican? That's my question. I done seen about a dozen of his little excerpts, and the last one I saw, he flat out said, "Yeah, I voted Republican. I'm a Republican." He's a Trump follower.
I think he's just playing games with you, because every show that I've seen, he's talked about those Republicans like they were animals. He's talked about Donald and stuff, Trump, like he's an animal. So I don't know what's going on there.
Well,
I've never heard him say anything like that. Really, I haven't. Unless somebody then just gave him a whole heck of a lot of damn money. I haven't heard him say anything about it. Matter of fact, he's part of his show and everything that he does and stuff lately and stuff has been against Donald Trump, talking about it. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll stop you.
Let's put it like this. He's coonish. He's not quite over there, but he's almost there. But he's for black people to a certain degree. But he's against Democrats as well. And he's not funny to me. He might say some funny things every once in a while. But he's putting political stuff out there that's more catering to the white wing, in my opinion. And I don't think he knows what he's doing. Might be the truth. I don't know. Some of the things he's saying, because, I'm not for one party or the other. That's just me, because I'm apolitical. Because I think they all are parts to all their houses, because they haven't treated the black community adequately to the full extent. But the point is that whenever you capping on certain programs or certain issues, to me is like, you're using your power, you're using your popularity, you're using that and putting it out there. So I guess, it's all fair in love and war, I guess. So if he want to cap on the Democrats on a number of things, but he said something today that I saw him on today. And he talked about LeBron. Did you hear about that kerfuffle with LeBron and Stephen A?
Well, I'm just hearing about that because I haven't been really noticing that he and Stephen A. and LeBron has been having this controversy with them that's been going on for over a year, I guess, from what I just read.
Okay.
I just picked that up because I had no idea that he and LeBron had an ongoing feud going on. But
Well,
go ahead.
the feud is about his son.
Okay.
Now, you have to understand that I didn't follow this young man ever since he was in high school.
Right.
He's a baller.
Like his father. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a flat out baller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not no big time 35, 40-point scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He's only like 6'1". And he's a point guard, and he can play a two. And he's a good ball player. Now, the reason why he made the pros, it was not on his own, and then he playing on the Lakers team. Because why? One of the biggest ballers that ever played the game plays on the Lakers team. And LeBron took a pay cut so that his son can make a couple $1 million a year. And they drafted him. Now, but the point is, here's the thing. He got through high school, was an All-American, McDonald's All-American. Some people say he shouldn't have been, but he was. And then he went to USC and had a heart attack while he was playing ball. It took him 6 months to a year to get back. And he went back on the team. And, he played average and come off the bench. Sometimes he started, all that. And he did okay. Now, there's a lot of sorry ball players that get drafted. So he got drafted. So now he's on the team. He playing G League. And in G League, he's averaging over 20 points a game. Doing very, very well. He was the MVP. And he goes back and forth, play with the Lakers, go back to G League, and all that. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. Here's a young man who had a heart attack, almost died. His dad is a billionaire. He could have just said, that's it. I'm done. I'm just going to get in my father's business and run something and make a lot of money. Now, while he was in college, he ended up being the NIL, and he made millions of dollars because of who he is and what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't need his dad's money. So, but he has a strong desire. This is what he's been doing because he's been playing basketball since he was 6'5", whatever. And this is what he loved. So his dad gave him the opportunity to do something that he loved, okay? That he knew that his son loved. Because obviously his dad knows that he's worked hard, so that he was trying to come up to be that NBA player. But he had a health problem. So now, here comes Stephen A. He ain't got no business playing on the NBA. He don't deserve that, blah, 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 blah. Only reason why he on the NBA and the Lakers is because of his father. That's been the chirp for a year.
Okay.
So LeBron had never said nothing. He just sort of kind of just, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And LeBron, he just said, he talked to the boy, Stephen A, for 30 seconds. Leave my effing son alone. That's all he said. Then he walked away.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A does a show for a whole hour about that whole thing. Trying to justify what he did was right. Now, let me ask you a question. You probably don't know this, and maybe you do. Steph Curry's father is who? Do you know who Steph Curry's father is?
Nope, I don't.
Well, his dad played in the NBA for 13, 14 years. He was a sharpshooter.
What was his name?
His name is Curry, but I can't think of his first name right offhand.
Okay.
But the bottom line is he has two sons in the NBA.
Okay.
Never heard him criticize them.
Well, he can't criticize Steph now because
Wait a
Steph
minute,
deserved to
bro.
be. Steph deserved to be
Excuse
there.
me.
Now, I don't know about the other one.
Excuse me. Steph Curry was sorry for the first 2, 3, 4 years. Sorry. You didn't even notice him. And his brother wasn't that good neither. Okay. You ever heard of Keenan Martin? You ever heard of Keenan Martin?
Nope.
He has twins, 2, playing for the NBA. Never heard him criticize them. Never heard him criticize him. And I go on. There's a bunch of NBA players that's got sons and cousins and nephews in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But he's sat there and he can't wait to dog his son every time. And he dogs LeBron because, the big story now, who is the greatest? Michael Jordan or King LeBron? So that's what the kerfuffle is about.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is that to me, he was out of line. Stephen A is out of line. There's nothing wrong with criticizing, but you're going to do this shit every week, every month?
Yeah, you got to do it.
Let me hear you criticize some of those other ball players because they'll roll up on you too. You talk about their son. And there's a bunch of fathers that's out there and sons are playing. I wish I can give you the list, but it's a bunch of them.
Well, Ted, now haven't you realized what's going on?
Yeah, I realize what's going on.
Okay. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. Stephen A been doing this shit for over 10 years. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
The more controversy he can keep up, the more they like him to come on his show. That's why ESPN dropped that $100 million contract on his black butt. Because he keeps up shit. Excuse my French. He keeps up shit. And the more shit he can keep up and everything, the more controversy he is, the better he likes it. And the better his folks and stuff love to hear him talk his crap. Just like my boy Barkley. You remember Barkley, he got his stuff and everything by causing crap. He caused more shit and everything and talked more doo-doo. And the more stuff he talked, the better the white folks love him. So that's Stephen A. He's been that way, man, for over 10 years he's been in. That's how he's been able to stay up in there. And he's like the what's the old boy that used to keep that controversy up with Muhammad Ali? The announcer that he always
Yeah.
You remember him? He always
Costello or something like that.
No, it wasn't Costello. It was something else. Anyway, he's in that same vein that he always kept shit going on with Muhammad Ali, and people knew he had access to Muhammad Ali. So that white son of a gun made a bunch of money, man, during the era when Muhammad was out there boxing, and he was always
Howard
at the
Cosell.
yeah, he was always at the ringside and stuff and everything. They brought him down there to be the commentator, all his big fights and everything, and he was just that's Stephen A. He trying to walk in his same shoes. The more controversy he can keep up, the better he like it. And when LeBron came there and probably told him to keep his son out of his fucking mouth, then he that created more controversy for Stephen A. So the people probably came there to listen to what he had to say. His numbers probably going up through the roof now. And ESPN says, shit, we got to get this nigga, and I'm saying it right, nigga, because that's what he is, $100 million to keep him on the show because he bringing our numbers up.
What else you got, Ed? What else you got?
Man, that was fun. Really, Ted, I don't even watch Stephen A. Whenever that son of a bitch comes on, excuse my French people, I got to stop this. I got to stop my nasty mouth.
Everybody I talk to don't
Yeah,
like that dude.
I got to stop my nasty mouth. Every time he comes on, man, I turn my channel. I don't even want to listen to him because he pisses me off every time he opens his mouth. So I don't even listen to him. So that was probably one of the reasons why I did not know that he and LeBron had a thing going on, and why LeBron was beating him up so bad. And look, and you're right, LeBron. If he had not have said that to Stephen A, I'd have been looking at LeBron James. You have to protect your children. You don't attack somebody's child. That is, man,
Not the way he was doing it.
it doesn't matter. I don't care what he was doing. He shouldn't at all. He should not have attacked his son. You should not have. Now, he could have talked about him being a ball player and all the other stuff, but you don't attack this man's child. Watch your mouth. But oh man, that was all right because I had saw that earlier in the day and stuff, and they had mentioned about that, and I had really hadn't known about it and everything. I man, I'd be searching the web and stuff for answers to questions and what folks got to say, and I just happened to be on blackAmericanWeb.com. They have this black news thing and stuff on newsletter that they put out called blackAmericaWeb.com. I think my boy started this thing a long time ago. And he Black America Web just went down for a little bit, and now they coming back, and they got a lot of
Yeah, I'm a member of that.
yeah. The Fly Jock, he helped to start that BlackAmericaWeb.com thing, and now they back up there again because for a while they wasn't putting any content out, but now they back to putting content out, and they have a lot of different issues and stuff that they talk about with black people. And some of that stuff and everything they talk about, man, I just thought it was just really just screwed up and everything, and just really out of the box. And I just happened to be looking at it today and everything, and they had that thing in there about Stephen A. Smith and his LeBron thing. But what caught my eye and stuff and everything was the fact that they had this big article in there about Barack and Michelle Obama, about them having divorces and all this other stuff and everything that I thought was just too much and stuff, and just way off the cuff and everything, because it wasn't cool what they put in there. I mean, it was, and some of that stuff they put in there and everything about them was just totally out of whack. And why they would even put that in there or even say it and everything just tripped me up. And one of the reasons why they had said that their marriage is on the outs and everything because of a picture that Barack and her took and everything for her birthday. And they were sitting at this table and stuff, and all of a sudden these folks and stuff think, well, if You look at the picture and stuff. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with it. What they said wasn't wrong. And to me and stuff, I think they would just took that thing a little bit too low.
Well, that's
And
gossip.
yeah, it had to
That's
be,
like that's
but
gossip and
they but
propaganda, and
they
really,
put that
I
yeah,
know
but
you
they
didn't pay
put that
attention to that
stuff
kind
in
of
there
thing.
and stuff and everything, man. And
I don't pay
I
no
just
attention to that.
yeah, they put it in there.
Gossip and propaganda and what have you, because both of them are doing very well
Yeah, it's
financially.
he
I
spoke
think I
out
think
there.
she right
Uh,
now.
why didn't Michelle come to Trump's
Oh,
thing,
she
or
didn't
why
want
didn't he
to.
come? I wouldn't have came either. Why didn't she come to the inauguration? Hell, she hated
Who
that
gives
son
a
of
shit, man? I don't give a shit about that.
a
But anyway, let's move on, bro. Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about that shit. But let me just say this. Let me say this. You heard about the 29, what do they call these people? They call them the cartels that the United States transferred from Mexico to here. 29 of them, bro.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah.
I heard about this one guy and stuff who turned all these cartel folks into the Mexican government and everything, and then they said that they were going to try to kill him because he was one of the cartel leader's son who did that. But this was about 3 or 4 years ago. Is this the thing
Well,
now where the
are.
Mexican president sent these folks and stuff to United States or what?
They went over there and picked them up. They were already in jail now.
Right.
They've been convicted, sentenced, some of them, most of them. And so and they had done some things here in America that, they had names and all that. So they went over there and picked them all up, and now they're going into a special prison here. Now, why they're doing that is because I guess they want to make a trial, a spectacle of them, and then, hey, but these people are already caught. They was already in jail. They didn't catch them doing nothing in Mexico or nothing like that. They was already in jail. So they just transferring over here so they can give them a trial. So I guess they're going to make a big whoop-de-doo out of that. Now, here's the thing that I want to talk about the border. First of all, in that budget that you were talking about earlier, is what they want to pass, is $180 billion to build a wall.
I didn't know it was for the wall. I thought it was for something else to give.
Well, they're saying for security.
Right.
But they want to really use that most of that money for that wall. Now, the American people, and I'm gonna say this, and it pisses me off. They couldn't spend $1 billion to get Mississippi's water right. They couldn't spend $1 billion to get Michigan water right. They can't spend $1 billion to get certain other things that's going on in certain neighborhoods right. But they're gonna spend $180 billion, and most of it's gonna go to these contractors, and they're gonna make a game of money. $180 billion, bro. It don't cost no $180 billion. Now, some of that's going to go to get more border control, but that right there is a waste of money. Because number one, if you had a doggone immigration law properly, you wouldn't have this issue. Now, the law says, this is the law. The law says if someone wants to come to the border, you get to the border and you plead asylum for whatever reason it is, you have a right to go before the court and plead your cause, the reason why you need asylum. What they're doing is, okay, the border has basically still almost 9,000 people are breaking the border, but it's down from about 25 to 30,000 people. So I guess that's a good thing. But what they're doing is they're turning down so many people that want asylum, and these poor people, whatever the case may be, and I'm not at the border, I'm not them, and I'm not the border people, and I don't know all what's going on. But stories I'm reading right now, they're saying that these people are going to sue. Now, when Joe Biden first came into office, he had a border program. He tried to get it passed. They wouldn't even bring it to the floor. Then what happened? These people was coming in groves, and they was trying to process these people. It was coming so much, so much turmoil in all Guatemala, El Salvador, everywhere else. And so what they did was they tried to process them, and so a lot of people went through the border. So you're talking about 10 million people in those 4 years. But if they would have had a border, if they would have had immigration laws and set up everything like it's supposed to be, and given him the money that he needed for the judges, then those people that really needed asylum, they would have had it. And then there would have been a lot more smoother transition. Now, so now what he's done is that they just turned down, they just turning down people. That's all they're doing. People come from all over the country, and I dare say probably all over the world, and now these people still sneaking in, and they haven't been vetted. So you got people walking around, running around, undocumented.
A lot of them.
And the crazy part is, we the ones that have to put up with it, the American people. And we the one paying for it, the American people, because they have not done the adequate ambassadorship in these countries to find out, and which that's what the Vice President, Kamala Harris, was trying to do, was really actually doing. So, man, politics is something else, but being a human being, if a person's in a war, and in a conflict, whatever it may be, you got to have some sympathy, you got to have some empathy, you got to have some kind of compassion, and they bring in their kids here. That some people, maybe whole family has been killed, gunned down, and they trying to get out of there, been threatened. And I know that's not our problem, but it is our problem. So, and that's going all over the world, because we already said there's millions and millions, tens of millions of people are displaced because of climate change, because of political unrest, war, all of that, all over the world. We ain't the only ones experiencing this, all over the world. But you would think that we would be smart enough to be able to do the right thing and do the things that we're supposed to do, and then obey, set up laws and things so that we can do the right thing and help those people that really need help. But instead, we run them up, dividing families. Joe Biden had to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to those people because of what Trump did, because they took him to court. And the same thing is going to happen again. These people right now, these lawyers are suing the United States of treating these people who deserve asylum so to me, it's the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats tried to set up some kind of program, but the Republicans don't. This is crazy. And not one time have you heard this man say, hey, we got to have an immigration law that's solid. So it's a game, bro.
Mm.
I got one more thing, but you can go ahead. What you got?
Man, I got a whole lot of stuff going through my mind here. You brought up a whole big parcel of stuff and everything that some of the stuff I didn't know about, but those criminals and stuff that they came from Mexico and everything, I had heard about them about a month ago, I guess, almost a month ago, and this was right after Trump uh, created that false tariff thing that he was going to do with Canada and Mexico, and telling uh, Maria Steinbaum, who was the president down in Mexico, that she needed to do more about the fentanyl that was coming across the borders, which was a bullshit lie and stuff that Trump had brought and stuff to justify him having that tariff. Well, during that that pause time that he had created and stuff, we're going to pause it for 30 days. Within that 30 days, that was when Steinbaum decided to send those criminals and stuff who were in Mexico up into the United States. Now, I didn't know that the United States and everything was planning on trying them again. I thought that they had already been tried down there and they were sending them up to the United States because we had better facilities and stuff into which to house these dangerous criminals and stuff at, because I just thought that they were part of that fentanyl crap that was being shipped into the United States and everything. So she was just sending them up there so they can be, because they already been convicted, like you said, and let them be housed up here in the prisons here in the United States instead of being down there in Mexico where they can buy their way out and live like kings down in those jails. So I didn't have
Well,
any
let me just say
idea.
this. I'm gonna read what the story says. This is what it says. 29 defendants are to be charged, but it is unclear when exactly this will happen. They all face charges that include racketeering, drug trafficking, murder, illegal use of firearms, and money laundering.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, I did not know that they were going to be tried up here. But anyway, that was a surprise to me. I had thought that that thing was already settled. But also, just like you had just mentioned and stuff about the monies and stuff that was going into the border thing, and that's something that we have to be able to tell people what the heck going on, because these Republicans are taking these bills and stuff that they're trying to pass through the House and the Senate, and they're hiding all their little pet projects and stuff inside these daggone congressional bills. And I was more interested in the fact that they were hiding this daggone this particular amendment and stuff in there to allow Trump to continue to uh, put tariffs on folks and stuff without having to go to Congress and stuff in which to and get them to approve it. And that thing about that $128 billion and stuff to the border kind of slipped past me, which you're right, that's kind of screwed up. And it seems like it's a giveaway to some of these people and stuff and everything who are lobbying these congressmen and everything to have projects and stuff that they know that they're going to be able to get funded and stuff, after cutting all these people out of the federal government and having these folks to lose their jobs, and then turn around and say we're trying to save money, and they're really not. They're out there still throwing money out there to all their friends or whatever and stuff under these contracts that have been hid inside these bills.
Because you know the government ain't gonna build those walls.
Mm-hmm.
They're
and
gonna
and
be
they
contracted out.
and they've already passing out no bid contracts, because most of these folks and stuff who are the cabinet heads and stuff and everything are they don't care. They just handing out stuff to their friends, and that's why they were put into these cabinet positions, because they want to give away that money, federal money, to these folks and stuff who ripping off the government and continue
They're telling us the Treasury Secretary was saying it right in our face on the business channel.
Yeah, we don't need no
He
big
said we
country.
trying
Give
to.
it to their friends.
He said, "Hey, we trying to, get rid of government so that we can, we can do this for,
Right.
you
Give
know."
away their friends. That's all they want to do. That's all Reagan did when he talking about, well, we need less government. Well, yeah, you need less government, but you still got to have services. So they passing these services on to their friends, who are putting money back in their governor's pockets, or Reagan's pockets, or his friends' pockets, or whatever. But I wanted to bring something up, Ted, that I saw happen here. California had to take out a 3 point something billion-dollar loan. Most states, governments and stuff do not allow the state to borrow money. The only people who can borrow money is the federal government. And the reason why California had to take out a loan for $3.9 billion, because they had to cover a shortfall in their Medicaid insurance that was coming to the people and stuff in the state of California. So to cover up that shortfall that was coming, that they supposed to be getting from the federal government, they had to borrow $3.9 billion.
Yep.
That's crap is crazy, because they're trying to take care of their people there in California. So I'm wondering in my mind, if California is having to do this because they're already cut funding and stuff off for Medicaid, what's going on in these other red states who they budget and stuff that they can't borrow no $3 billion to cover any shortfall?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I always look at this running clock. 2 weeks ago, there was 89 million people that was on Medicaid. Now it's 87. They cutting them off, bro. They cutting them off. They telling people, you're no longer on Medicaid. They cutting them off. And I probably next week or 2 weeks from now, it's probably gonna be down to 85. They pretty soon, because those are the dollars they need, bro. I mean, they scared to touch the Social Security and Medicare right now, but they're gonna get to that too. But these people sitting up here, oh, he's such a great president. He's trying to save us money. Have they called anybody on the carpet yet? Have they found any fraud yet? Somebody need to be going to jail if there's some fraud going on. Is that right?
Well, we have a federal judge out of the Western District there who has already told Elon that his Dodge folks and stuff have to show the documentation and stuff from the fraud that they supposed to have been able to find out in the federal government, because they've been putting out these false statements. But so he's already put in an order telling them, and I don't know how much time he gave them, but they have to bring forth all their documentation that they have found out showing that there was fraud in the federal government that they have caught. So hopefully they'll be able to get this information and stuff from them, so we can find out for certain and stuff what the heck was going on. I don't know.
They got 3 or 4 lies, or it might be true. I don't know, because I haven't done the research on it. But they got 3 or 4 lies right now going on out there. They got Stacey Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
They got one of the Democratic senators saying that he had set up some kind of program that that's supposed to have been for some whatever reason it is, but his wife is running it, and she got $2 million of it.
That ain't no money.
How many million it was. Then they
That ain't
got
no money.
another one. They saying that they somewhere somebody is sending $18 million a month to, and nobody's in the building. But where's the proof? Somebody needs to be called on the carpet.
Hey, the judge says the federal judge says he told Dodge and Elon that they need to bring that stuff to court so they can see it. And he asked them to do something else. I forgot, but that was the more prevalent thing that he had told them that they had to do. That they had to bring that documentation to the courts and everything. Uh, Also, in California, there is the state environmental protection agency for the state of California has put forth a warning and stuff to all the people and stuff there in Los Angeles County that they have found high levels of pollutants and stuff that is in the air that came from those fires and stuff that they had. And some of this stuff, Ted, that they talk about that's in the air that these people are breathing over there and everything, man, is absolutely dangerous. They are full of carcinogens and all kinds of stuff. And they don't know exactly what they need to do, but they're trying to warn people and stuff about this that they have been. I think one of the high schools and stuff there in California, right there in Los Angeles County, has a very inexpensive monitor and stuff that monitors the atmosphere. And they found out that these monitors that these kids and stuff had set up and they were using for a project there within the school had picked up levels of contaminants and stuff and everything that's 3 times what the federal government guidelines and stuff are for airborne pollutants. And there are other folks and stuff around there who are monitoring what's coming out of there. And some of the EPA people are monitoring the atmosphere out there. And they said that's fire and stuff there just caused a whole lot of things to happen. And they're warning people about not coming out. So anybody who got family members over there in the Los Angeles area, whatever, they need to be aware or get them some kind of way where they can monitor what's going on in the air or listen to what the heck's happening and stuff over there because there's something bad and stuff happening and people aren't doing anything about it. It's just coming out in the news.
I read about that. I've seen that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, some of that contaminant that they were talking about that they were measuring and stuff was just unbelievable. Man. Okay. Final word, Ted. I don't know, man. These shows don't seem like they're long enough. Go ahead.
Well, my final word is don't be hoodwinked. Don't be hoodwinked by this claiming that all of this stuff is, where's the fraud? Where's all of that? Where's the savings? They got a running clock and they claim they didn't save the country $200 billion, which is a lot of money. But where's that saved at, or is that the salaries that you cut off? Is that what the savings is? Because I'm looking at my data here, and you got only less than 3 million people working for the government, federal government, and then you got another 22 million working for state and local governments. So that's a total of 25 million people. So I guess now all the state people got to see if they overemployed and do a dose there too. But you ain't heard them say nothing about tackling the Pentagon. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. The 40 million they didn't receive in the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
40 trillion, I apologize, 40 trillion, more than $40 trillion.
I was just writing down my last word stuff. Oh man. Ted, I hadn't thought about this stuff and everything until you brought it up. And my final word and stuff is Stephen A., there's some lines that you can cross, and there's some lines that you shouldn't be crossing. And I know that you wouldn't want somebody to be talking about your child like that. That's my final word to him. Next thing that I want to say as a final word is that we haven't talked about the war there in Ukraine, and I'm hearing that Zelensky has agreed to have a ceasefire, 30-day ceasefire, so they can figure out what the heck to do with this war. But for some reason or another, Donald is trying to play both sides of that fence with Putin and over there
Well,
with
Putin
the
say
European Union.
he said he ain't sure he want to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He trying Trump trying to play, and he already got Zelensky to say, okay, I want a ceasefire, and Zelensky knows damn well that Russia doesn't want one. So he's throwing the ball right back there into Trump's lap and making him look like the damn fool. So at least one thing is going on. It is this ceasefire and stuff, whatever it is supposed to be almost going on, but it is allowing Zelensky, and I know he is doing what he needs to do to regroup, get his troops together, and let them rest for about a week or two, and tell them let's get back out there and hit it, because these European Union countries are sending them boys a lot of weapons. So Putin can sit there and procrastinate all he wants and put the burden on Trump as a fool. And this old boy, he just shits and steps at it every time you turn around. You got puddles of shit all over the damn house, and it turned our house into a car sale slot. we got a car sale lot over there in the White House.
Hey, look here. I'm gonna say one more thing about being hoodwinked. This week in the White House, there was 135 CEOs in the White House. What the hell do you think they was talking about?
That tariff.
Not only tariffs, but pricing. Here's the thing. They are trying to convince all these conglomerates, empires, to lower your prices temporarily so that Trump can look good. Really, I mean, I'm putting this in there myself so that Trump can look good. I'm riding down the street this morning. You know how much gas was here?
Mm-mm.
$2.84.
Mm.
So I already know that one of the co-owners, or I should say daughters of the co-owners of Publix, she is a Trump follower. You got a lot of people that is in these businesses are Trump followers. So they will make a sacrifice to try to make him look good.
Well,
Because
that will work, Ted, for a real short time.
thank you. That's
And
exactly
and
what I'm getting to.
and it's not going to save him at all. I mean, for a very short time, because when
Because it's all
you
about,
start messing with these folks' profits and stuff, and they looking at
and they
all their
shareholders gonna get
profits going
pissed off.
away, and they ain't getting no profits, they stock's going to start going down. So I don't see that stuff lasting very long. If it lasts a month, I'd be surprised.
But all you gotta do is just put it out there. And
Mm-hmm.
once people start saying, "Oh, my gas is cheaper now," or "Oh, the eggs are cheaper now," or "This is cheaper now," and so and they sell these people. They got them on there already on TikTok, on YouTube, on the television right now. They are already promoting that kind of shit. That's what they're promoting. This is gonna be good. Everything is good. Look what Trump doing. He's doing this. He's doing that.
It ain't gonna last
So
very
it's a
long.
game, bro.
It
That's
ain't
why I
gonna
say
last.
do not be hoodwinked by these pretenders that thinking that he's doing good. He's not. He's not doing good. He's destroying this country.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can say some things about some stuff and everything, Ted, that they can keep them prices down, but some of that stuff they cannot keep down. when you're starting to talk about what it costs and these car manufacturers and all these other companies and stuff and everything for the price of the imports and stuff to keep these car lines going on for Teslas and stuff, his folks and stuff and everything. If they ain't producing no cars, man, they're gonna have to lay off. They can't keep people working and stuff when they ain't producing cars. They're not gonna do it. Now they
Or
can
nor
bring the price
selling
of food
cars.
down, huh?
Or selling cars.
Right. They are selling
Especially
cars
when
and
you
they
get
can't keep it
the
going.
average
You
the
can't
average car now is $41,000.
right, and you can't keep people working if they ain't got nothing to produce. If they're not producing any cars, you got a whole lot of private industry people because I heard on CNNBC and stuff and everything, one of Trump's old buddies and stuff said, well, look at the jobs report. Look at the jobs report. We got 170 some thousand people and stuff who work there in I think January or February, which shows it's good. We got stuff going on. But he never brought up the fact and everything that they done laid off almost 300 some thousand federal employees who is sitting out there right now hitting those unemployment rolls. They need money to keep their families and stuff living. Plus, you're going to find out it real damn quick because I know Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler and all the other folks and everything going to start laying off their people that they won't have any work for them. And they can't afford to sit down there and people can't afford to buy all these cars that are expensive. That's a lot of money, Ted, to be lost, man, to bring them prices down. I'm talking, I don't know how they can do that. That's a lot of money if you think about it.
Well, they've been ripping us off here ever since the pandemic, bro. A lot of them been ripping us off since the pandemic. Ain't nowhere in the world these little $20,000, $12,000 cars should be 30,000, and these little 30,000 cars should be 60, 70,000. And we know that. And I walked in the car dealership and found a Jeep that was over $100,000. A Jeep. Come on, bro. We're talking about no Mercedes Benz.
ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna buy no Jeep Ted for $100,000.
We ain't talking about no Mercedes Benz. That's a lifestyle. A Mercedes Benz is a come up. You know, you done made it when you driving a Mercedes Benz, bro. Ain't nobody. You know what? I think I'm gonna go to the car dealership this weekend, and I'm gonna go by there and see what the Mercedes Benz is. I bet you them suckers might be $200,000. Oh my goodness! I don't even want to see what a Porsche costs now.
Yeah, Ted, you can't cover up all that mess that Trump done left out there. I don't care what's going on. You can tell them CEOs everything you want, but you can't cover up all that mess, man. You can't cover it up. You can't keep it covered because you're going to start stinking. And when you try to cover up doo-doo, it starts stinking.
Well, wait a minute. We're gonna have deflation. Let me tell you something. And this ain't no. And this one thing I've been studying the housing market, and I wanted to talk about housing market, but I haven't got enough information yet. But I'm gonna tell you something. And I said this about a few weeks ago. I was looking for a house, and I'm just sort of kind of perusing the scene.
Okay.
Let me tell you, bro. There are houses out there that's about 20 years old, maybe 25 years old. They purchased that house for $200,000 or less. They want $1 million. They want $1 million for that house. That is not $1 million house.
Hey.
That is not $1 million house. How the hell are you gonna want $1 million for that house? That house is not worth. And then you're talking location. We in the boondocks, bro. We ain't in no major city or nothing like that. So, and they talking about they got a bunch of houses now, bro. They asking for over $1 million for these houses here in Tampa area. No. We ain't living in California. We ain't living in New York. These people don't make that kind of money here. Shit, when I came here, man, I got a 50% deduction in my doggone salary coming from California. These people don't pay no money here, bro.
So you guys are house hunting now or what?
I'm always house hunting.
You always house hunting, okay.
I'm always house hunting.
You always house hunting. Cause the rent too high.
The damn rent is too damn high.
The rent too damn high. See you all people tomorrow. Bye-bye.